Okay, we are live.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. Um, okay, welcome to the art stream. This is ByronB, and then I have with
And this
me,
is Kat.
yeah, the cat, and I am the art director for the game, and Kat is our wonderful animator. Um, so this is actually my first time doing a stream like this on Twitch. Um, So hopefully things go well.
We're breaking into new territory here.
Yeah. Luckily, Kat's here to sort of help me keep things together. And I do this thing where I ramble on if I get super nervous. So I guess Kat will like wrangle me in just in case. But anyway, so you guys are getting some sneak peeks at some new designs for dogs that aren't in the game, and some lovely new player characters here and visitors. Because I know I've been reading like the comments on the people hating the old lady.
There are some opinions on Grandma.
not because they like hate how she looked or anything, but because she's like apparently the old ladies in the game are extremely difficult to please.
She knows exactly the kind of dog she wants.
Yeah.
She won't really. She's not going to tell you the inner workings, the mechanisms that she goes through to pick a dog, but she'll tell you when she doesn't want one.
Yeah. Oh, I appreciate you guys expressing your love for her, but yeah, she's super picky, and but anyways, so I don't. I think we have maybe at least 6 player options or something in the game. I guess Olivia is also here in the voice chat, just kind of eavesdropping in, and she can help clarify anything we've said or tell us to like be quiet. It's a secret.
I'm hidden. I'm not here until I am.
Yeah.
Just watch the stream knowing that Olivia can see and hear everything,
Yeah.
which is true of all times, but especially now.
Yeah, so I guess, Olivia, can you help clarify, like, how many player options do you think there are going to be? For now, I know we'll definitely add more if able.
Yeah, I can't. Sorry, I'm trying to get the delay sorted out because I'm like listening to both at the same time. Okay, yeah, so I believe that there are going to be 7 because we were going to include 6, but I actually might be getting that backwards. I know that we got our Kickstarter stretch goal to get an extra one.
Mm-hmm.
So let me just check. It's all on Kickstarter, so.
All right, well, she does that. I know we're going to have like 30 dog designs. So just here, this is pretty much where I kind of like work at first, just to get all the dogs kind of situated and make sure their sizing's correct. But hey, look, some new visitors I've been working on. So hopefully soon, you guys, the next build, you guys won't just be looking at the 2 tall guy and old lady.
We'll have new people to look at all the dogs and say, maybe.
Yeah.
So it is 6 total player characters. Okay. It was 5, and now it's 6, which is nice because now it's a nice even round number.
Yes, and
that's nice.
I do have some interesting designs at least for the next 2, just to kind of break the monotony of it. I like showed like a sketch to Olivia, and I'm not going to show it on stream. It's going to be a good secret, and it's going to be fun. But yeah, just worked on these visitors, I think, a few weeks ago before we went into IAB crunch time. So they're not completely finished yet, But the concepts are there. But basically,
so
how how the whole process works is that I kind of sketch out or finish out kind of like their standing um, design, and so from there I actually go in. Let me open up the retriever and start. That's actually the old part. Well, you can see kind of how the drastic change from like when I first started working to like now. That's the photo. Look at man. I based the retriever on my old retriever. She's just so.
Sweet,
There
sweet
you
banana
go.
dog.
All right, here we go. So this is pretty much what the whole concept sheet looks like, and I pretty much draw out the keyframe um, for Cat to start animating. So not too much. We're actually probably going to expand it later on with more emotions, depending on what kind of like what the finished mechanics are going to be. Like I think we're going to have more stuff like dog sniffing or stuff like that. I can't quite remember specifically what the rest are going to be, but anyway, Kat has done a wonderful job of actually adding more that I haven't sketched out. If you see like the loading screen with Cooper, let me open up Cooper's file here. You see, I have not actually sketched out or drawn like him like chasing his tail or like turning around. That was actually.
I mean, you gave me a good bit to work off.
Yeah, that was actually a nice, good surprise, and I really appreciate that you're able to like mimic my style enough where we can do stuff like that. And,
dude, I'm glad I could get close. It's such a cute style, and it works so well for a game like this. Like, you can't look at these dogs and not think, I want all of the happiness in the world for you. Like, it's physically impossible.
Oh man, I actually had a friend play the demo last night, and he was just like, even though these are virtual dogs, I just have to take care of them as though my life depended on, or their lives depended on it. You know, like if they die in game, I feel like they die in real life. Like,
absolutely unacceptable.
like, oh, I'm kind of glad that's like that's the emotion we're invoking.
For real, like that means we're doing it right.
Yeah, right. All right. Well, okay. Let's get started drawing here.
Thank you, chat.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to look at chat as much. I get like
I'll be chat ambassador.
Yeah, yeah. I guess Kat will like relay like any questions specifically for me. And
heck yeah!
So.
Any questions, any queries? Send them along, and we'll do our best to tackle them.
All right. Cool. All right. So basically, there's going to be 3 sizes in the game. Technically 4 because we're going to have a Great Dane in the game, and that dog's going to be honking huge.
Sizes are small, medium, large, Great Dane.
Yeah. It's going to have its own size category. And if you guys were part of Discord, you know that Olivia and Tanner has a Great Dane. And I want to make sure we do that horse dog some justice. But anyway, so basically I'm just taking the Chihuahua here and making sure that I have the size right. So everything has to be in relation to the other dogs. So I think the largest for large, everything is based on the retriever. And then medium's based on the Shiba, and then all the smalls are going to be based on the Chihuahua. So even the puppies are going to be the same size. A lot of people ask me when I'm doing art, like, oh, are you using Illustrator? Your lines are so clean. Actually everything is Photoshop.
He's just that good.
uh, if anybody is wondering, the brush I'm using is actually a modified Kyle Webster watercolor brush that I like change the density of and make sure that the size is consistent. So if I'm drawing here, the struggle of a digital artist is raw, working in the wrong layer. Making sure, the size is consistent. So I'm like applying the same pressure throughout, but the size is the same. So let's see here. So
you're blowing minds with your consistent line pressure.
So I'm gonna start creating it's kind of like a rough sketch, and if anybody can guess what dog I'm going to do, feel free to say in chat. So I keep my lines pretty loose, and basically I'm just using this Chihuahua layer as to guide my size, because for scalability, we have to make sure that all the sizes on the size group are consistent. So
we have a guess, a Pomeranian.
Ooh, not Pomeranian.
Oh, pug.
Oh, that's it.
Hey. Shout out to Ramble Rogue for a correct guess. I don't know if you want to say your real life name, but I do know you. Props.
So one of the things that I'm trying to do for this, I guess, Art 2.0 is making sure that each new dog kind of shows the exaggerated personality of that dog. When I first started working on the game, when I was brought on board probably 3 years ago, it was just like, okay, I'm gonna make kind of the same template for the dog. It was kind of quick turnarounds, I guess. No, not really quick, but I had to do 30 designs within the year or something. So I had built up this work process where I just kind of copy and pasted most of it and just drew over it. But that didn't really allow me to make them quite as charming. And the more I did some, the more I was just like, oh man, I just wish I could go back in time and redo everything, but I'm in too deep.
I mean, even the second round has got so much personality. It's so heartwarming. I remember when I got to get started on the Basset Hound, I just had to sit there a minute, oh my god, those ears are fantastic. I'm gonna get to have them swooshing around and stuff. This is the best.
And I just, oh man, I was so taken aback when I first saw the animation for the Golden Retriever. I was just like, oh my god, her ears are moving, the tongue's out, I was the original animator, and I'm actually really bad at animating. I've never had any lessons or taken the time to really learn how. So a lot of the old animations were just 3 frames, standing left foot front, right foot front, and that was it. So I mean, it worked. I mean,
that's basically what I do. It's just a few more.
So I mean, it worked. I got the idea across, but as it went on, I was just like, I wish I could go back in time and had more time and do things differently. But anyways, when we started doing the second round of art, I was just like, all right, I'm gonna hunker down. I'm gonna get everything right. Redid the UI a little bit. Redid the sprite tiles and all the items and stuff. And the best thing about redoing it too was that I was finally scaling it up for scalability, because it wasn't quite as scalable. Oh, these are so sad. All these pug wrinkles. It's going to be a challenge.
Must be suitably wrinkly.
Yeah. I don't think there's that long.
And hey, if y'all want to see all those really cool updated assets and just all of the amazing work that's gone into this, you can download the demo right now.
Yeah, we've been getting some great feedback for the demo. So if you haven't, it's on Steam. Give it a download. It's going to be up till Monday.
We have a request in the chat to not make this dude's nose too small. In regards to like breeds with short noses having like breathing issues.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to get the snout right. I'm going to exaggerate it a bit just to get the idea across.
Yeah.
I think my big concern is going to be the wrinkles.
Yeah.
Usually I try to make the lines 15 pixel, pixel size, I think the unit measure is here. But I try to do that. But I think sometimes if there's detail that I really need to come across and I don't have enough size, I go down to 10.
Sometimes you just need that little bit of variation.
I think that might work. Okay. He looks so angry.
Man, I need to talk more and type less. I don't know how Twitch chat works. Oh yeah, that is a that pug has got some has had some life experience. Oh, I love him. Aggro pup indeed.
I actually created this layer just as a test layer, but sometimes things work out, and I might keep that. Oh, that don't work like that.
Nikita, but also Nikki asks if you're working from a reference pick or just straight off the dome.
Oh, I'm working on a reference pick. Half. I actually have another screen up here that has all my references and stuff. So
tight.
It has my work files too, so I can't quite show it.
No worries. That's the secret zone. That's
the artist's secret zone.
Y'all are peeking behind the curtain, but there's a second curtain behind that curtain.
There's like a wizard behind the wizard.
The second wizard.
It's like there's a small man behind the big head, and there's an even smaller man behind him.
It's tiny man all the way down.
Yeah.
Also, Zero Kane requests devil horns on the pug, which seems a little further from our visual setup.
Somebody has issue with pugs.
Listen, just because this pug pays a mortgage doesn't mean he's bad.
Yeah. Where?
Everybody's also enjoying the idea of Matryoshka wizard.
If you guys haven't checked it out, you can see I like organizing my layers.
It's impressive.
Especially when we get to so many designs, I have to make sure it's neat and tidy. Let's see. And I do delete layers to make sure that, things don't get too cluttered.
Tanner's just floated the absolutely enlightened idea of dog hats.
I was thinking about that the other night. I'm like, man, how hard would it be if we could just get these dog hats? Like,
Not terribly, right?
That's up to the programmers.
That's true.
I
They'd be real easy to draw. I don't know
yeah.
about the programming end. I'm not going to speak to that.
Actually, let's give the chat a little taste. Let's give this 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 boy the cowboy hat for stream.
Yes. Stream exclusive cowboy hat.
I guess Tanner and Libby will hate me for all the messages they'll get. Like, why isn't this a thing?
I mean, he says he already rigged a point to follow the heads anyway.
Oh, really?
So I think we're getting a soft maybe.
All right, chat. We had a donate button. Let's get some donates for for
cash for hats. Let's go. We are seeing a lot of jubilation over Cowboy Pug.
Where was I? I don't quite remember. I think I was talking about like first working on the game or what.
I think so, yeah.
Cowboy. I'm gonna name this file Yeehaw. Wrinkles. Oh, and if you're wondering what I did here for this thing is I created kind of a clipping mask over this layer, and I do that whenever I'm drawing over the ink, so that way it doesn't like kind of bleed out. So let me remove that. So see how it kind of just bleeds out over there, making sure it's clean enough. I take that into clipping mask. Sometimes I'll turn on this little doohickey, which I don't remember the name of. Little checkerboard option here, and that way I can draw over the ink. And that's kind of how I do all these neat little ink recolors, which I'm about to do here. I'm trying to make sure
Nikki asks, how are you so fast in Photoshop?
I don't know how to say that. What to say to that?
Pure skill is the answer.
Lots of practice. But a good thing I was taught when I was practicing how to draw is that don't focus on the speed at first. Kind of just get the accuracy, and the speed will come later. So just keep practicing.
I'm losing my mind over his little wrinkles. It's so good.
I'm glad. Like, I was so afraid that maybe they don't look like wrinkles or what, but I'm gonna try it.
I think they work.
I'm gonna try some things today. I don't know.
So, Miss Crispy in the chat is asking if you have pets.
Oh yes, I do actually, and some of them are actually in game. They're at my parents' house, but I have a golden retriever. She is so sweet and old, and named Minnie.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I based the retriever design on. And then I have Max, who is we believe has Chihuahua in him. He was actually found as a stray. My sister found him one night, like in the middle of the highway, just trying to dodge cars. And
oh, poor thing!
He had like gum stuck to his side, and it was late at night too. And she was just coming home, going back to her apartment in college, and I was out, and she was messaging. She messaged me saying like, "So I found a guy." And she like took a picture of him in the passenger seat, and he looked so scared and stuff. But he's so well behaved. I'm giving his pug eyes just like the retriever, trying to make sure the eyes aren't like perfect circles, kind of give him like that woeful dog look. But anyway, so he had a tag that apparently was from Oklahoma. We live in Arkansas.
Oh wow!
So that's like a ways.
That's a scoot,
right? And so but we believe he's Chihuahua. We did like a DNA test or whatever recently, and we thought he was like half rat terrier or whatever. But we're like, you lied to us. You're not rat terrier.
Deception.
He had big ears, and when we first came up with the name, I gave him the name Mr. Miyamoto after Shigeru Miyamoto. I was like, what name should we give him? But we named him Max. We actually, my parents named all their dogs after cars. So Mini, as in a Mini Cooper.
Oh my god.
Which actually also was Cooper's name. We'll get into that later.
That's a bonus
yeah,
story.
we actually had Cooper first, and then Mini, and so my dad's favorite car at the time was a Mini Cooper, so they named one a Mini and the other Cooper.
They're a matching set.
Yeah, they were pretty close in age. And then we have Rover, who's another stray that a friend of mine found a while back.
Belle is amazed at that being Cooper's namesake.
A lot of people know that. But then Rover is our latest dog, and he's around Max's age, I believe. I think him and Max are just over a year old. Minnie, I think, is hitting 11 or 12. I think my sister might be in chat. She would know. She's the main one who takes care of all of them. But Rover is, we believe, Australian Shepherd. Actually, don't know. he's either an Australian Shepherd or a Bernese Mountain Dog. But I kind of base the banner, like if you see like the icon for the game, the shortcut icon, that's based on Rover, and the Chihuahua is based on Max. When my sister was watching a live stream of the demo, she was just like, "Wow, that dog looks familiar."
Who's that dog I see?
Yeah.
Welcome back, Sora.
So, kind of done with the pug for now. So I'm going to move on to a bigger dog here.
Ooh.
So I might adjust the colors a little bit, see how I'm feeling. Usually I let these sit for a day or two and look back at it with fresh eyes and just like, you know what, that part doesn't seem quite right or anything.
Sometimes you got to come back to it after a little while, because once you've been like looking at it, you get too used to the sight.
Oh yeah, definitely. And if I'm off by color, Kat will help correct me.
Wait. Schiff is suggesting a few more non-orange ones with a winky face.
Non-orange ones.
Zero suggests a blue healer.
A blue healer.
I actually know what that is.
We actually have a list of dogs, breeds already, and I actually created all 30 breeds in the old build. So I'm kind of basing it off of that, and then we have some of our Kickstarter backer dogs.
That's right.
Our super dogs, which I will not show on stream because we want to keep those a secret.
Those are going to be a special surprise for our backers.
Oh yeah. This dog is actually kind of similar in build to the Golden Retriever. I believe the ears might be a little different, and it's a lot floofier.
Schiff asks if we're getting some running dogs. Would that be like the like Whippet variety or
some what dogs?
Running dogs?
Oh, like any running things? I guess like that'll be for kind of a later phase in the process where I go in and put it into like the actual key animation sheet. So I'm not sure if we'll get to that today, but if we have time,
I was thinking it meant like breed, like like greyhounds and such.
Oh, greyhounds and stuff. I think Olivia can answer that question if she's still here.
I think so.
Olivia? Oh no, we lost her.
So the questions about the dog breed, so I thought I'd just jump in about that, if that's okay.
Of course.
So, yeah, right now we are planning on 29 different dog breeds to be featured in the game, and that's including the one bonus one from our Kickstarter backers that got to vote on which one to add. And off the top of my head, I think it is the Shepherd. It was really close poll. But so actually in the game there are like all these dogs that are inspired by different dog breeds, and I think I mentioned this a little bit in the last stream. But actually we're not really describing any of the dogs as being breeds, just because we wanted to sort of emphasize, that often shelters don't know what the dog breeds are of their dogs. They're usually not registered. They're usually from sort of unknown sources, and there's a trait that says they're purebred, and then you can sort of infer based on what they look like. But we really wanted to.
Is stream still up? I think it.
I'm still seeing it online.
Okay, I think it's just on my other screen. It crashed.
I had a little bit of a blip earlier too. We're both in like a big storm weather right now, so who knows what might happen. But
we're getting confirmation. We're good.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. Cool. But yeah, so like I was saying, the breeds we have, we sort of represent them by categories. So instead of saying, oh, this is a golden retriever, it's a large retriever. And we do that just to sort of give you a general idea of the sort of dog it is without being like, oh yeah, this is a golden retriever, and then maybe it's questionably not accurate, it's because we're representing shelter dogs, not like, show dogs. So that's sort of why we're like, the breeds ? While the appearances are inspired by the breeds, and we want to try to represent like a lot of different kinds of dogs. They're not technically always going to be 100%, whatever breed. So anyway, that was it. That is my spiel. I'll let you guys.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, that's good info. Because I know we've been getting a lot of requests for like different breeds and stuff, and I just kind of like look at Olivia and Tanner and like, are we doing this? like I'm okay with drawing any dog.
I will have as many dogs walk as possible.
But yes, hopefully that will answer your question.
Yeah. Every dog is a good dog. You got it right.
I see Sora1326's comment, and actually, look, I'm drawing a big white fluffy dog right now. I think this is the Great Pyrenees.
Oh yeah, yes. God, I love those. Giarahi is asking if we'll see more. Oh God, there it goes. More like pity pitbull inspired mixes, since they tend to fill up shelters.
I think I have at least a pitbull.
I think so.
Let me look through my old files here. Yes.
I know. I was sitting here trying to pull up the folder with everything, because I've seen all the dogs, but it's also. It's a lot of dogs, so it's hard to like run off the top of your head.
Right. I try to keep all my files all like situated, so that way I can like look back and like if I'm stuck on a breed, I'm like, how did I draw that last time?
What was that actually?
Yeah, right. Like oh man, this part's hard. Like I'm sure I did it. Sometimes I didn't do it correctly the first time. I'm like, oh no, what have I done? Like, now I'm really stuck. Like, I think, like, the German Shepherd was a total redesign. Like, I don't think I borrowed anything from what I did last time, but I think it worked well. Look at that. Oh boy. Cooper is part German Shepherd.
Oh, yeah.
He's like 4 parts dog. He's like German Shepherd, Akita, Chow, and Wolf.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he's such a sweet dog.
Cooper isn't every dog.
I know. I'm so glad he's. I meant to make sure he was like the main dog of the game because sadly he is not with us.
Well, he's carrying on in the game.
Exactly. He was so good. He was a good boy. It's funny because after he passed, Minnie became the alpha of the pack, and she's hilarious now. She like talks more.
That's adorable.
And she likes to play with Max. It's funny. We have a joke where Max is her child.
I love that.
Yeah, and like sometimes if I think when Rover and Max like play around too roughly, like Minnie kind of jumps in and like stops them.
Mama Minnie steps in.
Yeah, and she's so old that she just gets to do whatever she wants, and she has this thing where she won't eat her food unless it has beans, green beans, I would say.
Not just any beans.
Yeah, she's like, okay, you can have whatever you want.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's like here's your beans, Minnie.
So we're gonna have to add in a bean option for our food choices here.
Yeah, like different food breed. I don't think we ever like talked about that, but that's interesting.
Oh my god, he's so dense. I love him.
Oh yeah, these great Pyrenees are super fluffy. Gotta make sure.
They are.
I have like this shadow layer. I don't know what it is. Sometimes that happens a lot. I'm just like, I don't want to delete it just yet. So I'm gonna keep it.
It's
somewhere.
A dangerous game.
It is, right? You like delete it and later on, you're like, oh no, I deleted that layer, and I didn't know what it was.
Ooh, that's a good question. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your URL or your handle wrong, BT does, but Gioriahi is asking about if the minigames are in the build currently. I don't know. I don't remember if they made it to the demo or not.
Just the petting minigame. The petting minigame is in.
Yes.
It's kind of a hidden feature that hasn't been explained in the game. But if you select your dog, like have the pointer above them, if you use leash mode, it's a lot easier to select dogs. And when you press P, you will go into a petting minigame that will give it kind of like this bonus of happiness, and it will give you extra stars on that dog. So if you're having trouble trying to get a dog adopted, pet all of them.
You said that's when you press E?
P.
It's
P.
P, yeah.
That's it.
Also, if you that's listed in the it's not part of the tutorial just because it was sort of a limited thing. But if you go to the pause menu, there is a controls reference that has that on there, and you have to be pointed at the dog. So like with leash mode or something else that lets you actually point your cursor at the dog, and then you can press P to start the minigame. And it's I don't know something. It's been a long time since we implemented the minigame. I think something happened because now it's like super easy, like. It takes like 2 seconds to fill up their happiness, but I don't know what happened there. But it is in the game, and there will be a couple other mini games too. We're planning on doing a tug of war game and a fetch game, and we're still working on maybe whether or not we're going to include one for the bath too. So the bath is going to be a little bit more engaging. So.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I will say that having the pet game be as fast as it is actually pretty good because it's like you want to pet them as all the dogs and you don't want to take too long. So we have to. They're gonna have to find a balance. Like, okay, what's taking too long for quality of life, and what's too short. So some of the tweakings they're gonna be doing. Until the game release. But
it's balancing a game is a balancing act.
I know developers are constantly fixing bugs and balancing. It's just
for real. Seriously, y'all, you cannot possibly give Olivia and Tanner enough love on this, this demo and just this game in general. They have been working their butts off to make this already amazing little chunk of the game. So. They deserve all the love in the world.
I was so amazed that they're still doing balancing patches and like updating the game as feedback comes in. Like, oh my gosh, like Tanner added like or Tanner and Olivia added like a key remapping feature already. I'm like, oh man.
Oh yeah, just like off the cuff, like somebody was asking, like, yeah, it's kind of hard for me to click. Can we get like a controller option? And I'm seeing this like, okay, yeah, no, that would probably be a cool thing to roll out. And then like, I swear to God, an hour later, Tanner's like, yeah, sure, it's in there, go for it.
Like, like I tested it out, and it's actually not bad. It's very limited because it was done so quickly. But if you want to go ahead and test that, get the latest update.
Yeah.
So something I do when I color is that if it's white on white background, I give it a different color and then use the masking layer here to color the rest of the thing in white. That way I make sure that there's no empty spots or whatever and make sure that everything's colored. I could have just left it transparent because it's on a white background, but I didn't want to do that.
It's easier to see on a color, I feel like.
Yeah, exactly. Usually I like to have like another background layer that's a different color and then color over that, but sometimes I don't. It really depends on my mood.
Gio's asking if there's any intent to have a mechanic of working with dogs with difficult behaviors to try and bring that down. Like, I guess trying to get friendly with the dogs and make them, a little calmer. Oh, there we go. We have a response already loaded up from Little Rock Games. Thank you.
What was that?
Oh, it was a mechanical question about dog temperament. But somebody who knows more than us has already answered.
Okay, good.
Or more than me, I shouldn't talk for you.
Thank you. I was like, I don't know. There's a pug cat boy again.
Also, Soy Lechuga says they are a huge fan of your work.
Oh, hey. I couldn't read the chat. Who was it?
Let me see. Scrolling back up there. Soy Lechuga?
Oh. Totally. Well, anyways, hello. Really glad you guys could come and watch the stream. I feel like
for real.
We're doing.
Thank you to everyone who's over here.
Oh yeah, definitely. Let's see. All right, I think one more dog, and then two more dogs. We'll see how this goes, and then I'm going to switch over and do a little showcase of how all the different keyframes are done, and then maybe we have time with that. I'll do a new visitor to add on to our growing roster visitors, and then we'll switch over to Kat's screen and show you how all the animation stuff is done. Let's see. And do another large dog. I like drawing a large dog, so I have more room to.
It gives you a little more flexibility. I know, like the smaller dogs, at least on the animating side, like they their walk frames are their walk cycles are comparatively like shorter, and they have fewer frames because I literally realized I don't have. The little legs are so short that I don't have the space to like fill out the same number of frames as the long leg boys do.
Actually, I'm gonna do a medium-sized dog. Actually, I know just the dog for this. We actually do need more medium dogs. So as I said earlier, the medium-sized dog is based on the Shiba size, and large golden retriever, and the small is the Chihuahua, I believe.
I think so, yeah.
I have like notes written down on my side for all this art stuff, just to keep track. So anyway, we have a large, medium, and small done on the screen. I remember what I was going to say. Color.
Oh, yeah.
Also, another thing on color is that I try to keep a limited palette as much as I can. I know, like before, we tried to do like a pixel pixel style. No,
Ooh.
pastel style. Pastel palette, and one of the feedbacks we got was that the thing was kind of muted. There wasn't a lot of contrast. So I went in and kind of reworked all the colors, made it more vibrant. Redid kind of like the dark outline to be a lot easier to see when you're playing in game, because one of the things is that it's blending too much in the background. So I think this has to be a small, maybe no medium, but I really want to draw this certain dog. But anyway, so
follow your heart.
Yeah, right.
Also, Josephine Wolfpaw, we don't have a release date yet, but we're aiming for Q1 of 2021. Or no, was it Q2?
It's something like that.
Like first half of 2021 is the plan right now.
But yeah, so if a dog has a sort of similar color that I've already put on another dog, I'm just gonna color drop it. What's that? Color drop? Is that the tool? Or
color
iDrop?
iDrop, that's it.
iDrop. iDrop it from
Q2, thank you, Tanner.
And my own rules too is I have to make sure it's this dark color for the outline, and if a dog is like on the peak of brown and orange, I'm just going to take the orange color. But basically, as close to any other colors I've used already, I'm going to
keeping them coherent or cohesive is
cohesive.
The word.
Yeah.
Coherent is what I'm not. Two different words.
This should be an easy dog to figure out.
I'm so excited. Also, Olivia, if you feel like fielding this one, we had a question from Sora about what inspired the creation of this game.
Well, Kat, that's a good question.
Say what?
Nothing. I was trying to be Olivia there. I don't know if you can hear from my mic.
Your mic decided to jump in and prevent that one. It made a judgment call. I think the great and powerful Olivia is tied up.
They will be having some micro talks and developer Q&A.
That's true.
Sorry, I'm typing in chat. I'm trying to respond in chat when I can, so I'm not interrupting you guys all the time. So keep going. I'll answer it shortly.
Stay tuned for the answer. Little Toasty is guessing that we're getting a corgi.
That's right.
Hey.
Everybody's favorite little stubby dog.
I love them so much.
So that's why I couldn't figure out, like, are they a medium-sized breed or a small breed?
True. I guess it kind of.
I think they're like.
It's sort of on the line. I feel like.
Yeah, they're kind of in between. I don't remember how I did it. I like the size of it last time. Like, I'm pulling up the ref. I'm like, man, it looks good either way. So I have both references. That's not even. I have both references just in case, which I might have to read it back. So who knows?
Oh, jeez.
So we'll see. I can always adjust the size later.
True.
I'll probably do that now.
Looking like a loaf of bread.
Oh yes. Actually, that's pretty good. I think I'm going to make it more loaf-like.
Up the loaf quality.
Yes.
Set loaf to max.
I think they're snap. They have like longish snouts, but I do the view of the dogs in a way where it's almost 3/4, but not quite.
It's like nearly there. It's a nice angle to work with, I'd say.
Yeah, I try to make sure. Go on.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that John and Aaron say hi.
Hello. John and Aaron, also some art friends. Aaron,
Oh, heck yeah.
I miss him so because conventions aren't a thing. So right now,
Dude.
So hopefully someday, my friends, we'll see each other again when the whole pandemic is not going on.
In the after times.
The after times. But I forgot what I was gonna say. Do you remember what I was talking about?
You're talking. It's about.
I know loaf of bread.
Yeah, that's.
Okay, we'll just start from loaf of bread.
Yeah.
So yeah, more loaf-like. Let's see. Oh, the view of the dogs. So yeah.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, not quite 3/4, but not quite like profile, because I want to make sure that it makes sense whenever they walk in certain directions, and not have to create so many views to animate. So it's kind of like a shortcut to cut time, and it was a good happy medium where it just makes sense. The Corgi's giving me a bit more time than usual because.
I mean, he's worth it.
That's right. So I'm actually might go in after the stream and like change it up a little bit, but it's gonna be the snout. Like, what's a good proper size?
Little corgi aftertouch.
I know.
And speaking of, I believe we're coming up on the first hour here. So after a little bit, after these boys are, oh hell yeah, heck yeah, I shouldn't curse. Belle just tossed a poll into the chat for which one of these newly designed boys I should be animating in the latter half of the stream here.
Oh, do you want to do one of these, or do you want to do some of the ones that we already drawn?
Honestly, like I figure I can do something simple with one of these. I doubt we'll have enough time to do like a full on thing, but I could rough something out.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well then, yeah, we'll add in these new designs into the mix. Just case. I think I'm pretty happy with the great hiring these. I might adjust the just the mouth a little bit, but.
They're all. I want to hug the Pyrenees so bad. Dude, hard agree, Danny, on the already been an hour. It feels like 10 minutes has gone by.
For real, I feel that. I think one of the things that's bothering me is that I think the corgi eats more floof.
You know, it never hurts to get floofy.
No, it does not. More loaf. More loaf for the loaf dog.
Dial up the loaf.
Let's turn up the loaf up in here.
Set loaf to 11 and break off the knob. Oh, Zero's voting in my interest. They put in a vote for Big Boy.
Oh, yes. Did you just mention like the big dogs are your favorite anime?
Nah, I just like that he's fluffy.
Oh yeah, okay.
I will happily draw any of these. I am in love with them all.
Yes, like make the thing so like his fur like really balanced and stuff.
Yes.
Well, that's like another thing I really like about how you're animating is that you give like certain parts more personality, like the floppy ears and the bouncy tongue. Like it really adds to like the whole cuteness of the dog. Like if I'm drawing the concept cat, you're like breathing so much more life into the dogs than I can imagine. So
Thank you.
Let's have a cat appreciation hour.
Dude, I'm honored. Like, legit, these designs are the cutest things on earth. So getting to like fuss with them and make them move around is the most fun thing ever.
I'm glad you're having fun. I'm glad that at least my designs can
Dude, that was a tiv. Ooh, Big Floof is in the lead.
Ooh. I'm personally wanting Big Floof.
You know,
I was actually looking back at our old chat messages the other night because I know you posted some like work in progress of the animations, and it's still like I'm still in awe. Like, man, how's that happening?
Thank you so much. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I gotta say, like, there is no better feeling in the world than like finally getting like a bit done enough to show and being able to be like, look, it's moving. It was still before.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
I think what I was looking at was like the Cooper loading animation. It wasn't going to be a loading animation at first either. It was just kind of like a fun thing you did. And just went into the game. I was like, showed my sister like, oh my gosh, Cooper does do that.
Oh, thanks for being here, Sora. Let me see. Also, we've had a question about bourgeois. I'm trying to check the list, see if we've got anything like that.
About the what?
If we've got bourgeois, the.
Oh, I don't.
Okay, no plans. Yeah.
But I don't know. We might have a dog similar to that.
True. I know if we get the Great Dane in, then that is one point for the horse dogs.
Yes. Definitely worth Great Danes will be in. I'm gonna give this little tail a little hook, like a tiny slight hook. Look at that. It's pretty low-fi.
Oh my god, he's just a little. He's a fox.
He kind of does.
I love him.
I'm gonna give it just because. Maybe a low costume.
Can we get a heart in the chat for the Loafy man?
Let's get some breads up in here.
Let's see some breads. Yes, there we go. True form.
Final boss. Alright, so they have more.
Pumpernickel the corgi, says Belle. I adore that. Let's see.
Here comes the orange.
Ooh. E. Warren's asking about different coat variations for the dog breeds. That could be cool.
I think we entertained the idea. It is not impossible. It's just a recoloring of the animation.
Mm-hmm. Which it'd be time consuming.
Yeah.
Where do the names come from for the dogs? I know we touched on earlier that not most, but a good number of them, the ones that have been like sort of either formally or informally named, have been based on crew pets.
Mm-hmm. Like maybe Max, Rover, Keanu, Cooper. But I'm sure Tanner and everybody else will be able to weigh in more on that because they're the ones who came up with the names.
True.
All right, let's get this little white snout.
Oh. Clear addition that Spyro's brilliant and they really want to get them adopted.
The dog names, they actually, so most of the ones that are in the game right now, we haven't yet added a lot of the ones from backers, except for one that was from a giveaway winner. But yeah, all of them are basically either names of dogs that I know of personally, or they are just like top 100 dog names that I found. So, yeah, but there are definitely a couple weird ones in there. And there's some definitely copyright infringing ones that we're probably going to have to take out by the time the game comes out eventually.
Spyro with an eye.
Yeah, uh-huh. But then it's a hormone medication, so I don't know.
Oh dang! Nah, we'll workshop
it.
Yeah, we'll workshop it. But yeah, there's some weird ones in there. Like I think Nima, Nyima, is a friend of mine who's died recently that I put in there for them. But for the most part, they are just random. And yeah, and then we are going to add all of the. I've looked at some of the Kickstarter backers' names are really, really cool and interesting ones. So I'm really excited to add those in there. Actually, we can probably do that before too long because it won't take too much time. But we were really just waiting until we were sure that we had them all that filled out their surveys and stuff. So, and I think most people have. But if you're listening and you haven't, then do that because then we can add the names in the game.
Get some names. Getting asked if we have a lassie.
You know what? There may be. I feel like there's a dog similar that on the list that's to Lassie. I just don't quite remember.
Oh no, and I feel like I might have seen a lassie in the game, but I don't remember.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm done with this corgi. Oh man, so chunk.
He's the fluffiest little boy.
Let's see. I might give it another thing here. Similar to the I did for the Shiba.
Let's see.
How's the poll looking?
I haven't gotten to check in. It's on another page, but I can take a peek. Oh, welcome back, Celine. 0. I think you just missed predictably some dog talk. We've got the chunkiest corgi like to ever exist in here, whom I love. Let's see. What makes dogs gain or lose traits? Not sure. That definitely went more on the programming
There's some
side.
water here.
Please hydrate the hustle.
Oh yeah.
And
First,
oh, sorry.
First rule of drawing: hydrate.
True facts. And Josephine about mix/mutt breeds. I think Olivia touched on earlier that none of the breeds that we've got so far we're not really referring to them as like specifically they are this breed. They're just sort of modeled off of the breed, what they sort of usually look like, considering that generally when you're getting a sheltered dog, they're not going to be like 100% purebred. So they'll resemble a breed, but they're not like, I think most of them are going to be sort of mutt.
Yeah.
But about the traits, they gain and lose them right now. It's sort of just random. There'll be an event that will cause them to gain and lose a trait. And we tried to filter out ones that didn't make sense, but some of them snuck through. Apparently, I saw somebody reported on the sheet, the bug report form, that they had a dog that gained 3-legged, which is very unfortunate. Yeah, we were really trying to avoid those ones. But long term, like I said in a reply to a comment earlier, we're going to be adding a lot of AI changes, and they're going to have a lot more dynamic interactions with each other, and their actual behavior is going to be influenced by their traits and vice versa. So you'll be able to do stuff like socialize a dog more to make it more social, and it'll be sort of limited, but there will be actual flavorful reflections of things like that. To actually make small changes to their behavior. But ideally, the dogs won't be in the shelter long enough to really have huge changes to their behavior. But, if you neglect them all the time, they might develop some bad traits and stuff like that. So that's how they'll gain and lose traits in the long term. And I think we'll also be including... there'll be some skills in the game that will make it easier to give them positive traits because the demo build right now has some limited skill points you can put into your character, so they'll do things like that. And it's actually a good question too about like breeds and traits, because a lot of people associate specific breeds with specific traits, but we're not really doing that with this game. We're making them sort of be their own dogs and not be represented by their birth situation, I guess. Yeah, and really we don't want to create or emphasize any sort of preconceived notions about breeds that already exist, some of which are questionable and how true they are, and some people, and they may, so yeah, so we're avoiding that. So for example, you're not going to get, so for example, Chihuahuas, and I've heard they have a reputation for being really loud and really bitey dogs. And from my experience, they are, but in the game, they have just as likely chance of being bitey as any other dog, or vice versa. So yeah.
Yeah, which makes a whole lot of sense in the long term, in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so looks like Great Pyrenees won.
It does. We will be moving a floofy boy today, lads.
All right, so are we ready to switch over to you, Kat?
Believe so. I could use like a 2-minute pause to sort of get things situated, but after that, I'll hop into the driver's seat here and see how fast I can make a dog move.
Yeah, we're gonna reverse roles here. I'm gonna be reading off chat while Kat animates. So I hope you guys had a good time and learned some stuff from behind the scenes of how these dogs get created.
Yeah, let's get some love for Byron in the chat. He just made 3 dogs out of nothing. He summoned them up from the ether.
Okay, let's see. How should we do this? Should I just go to okay? Stream will be down